It's Friday night at the Pirates' Den, which means it's time for West Windsor-Plainsboro High School South basketball. A pleasant good evening all. Julian Morgan here alongside Eliana H as the 5-6 Pirates prepare to take on the 6-3 Ewing Blue Devils. Eliana, since the new year began, South has played very well. They had won their last 4, including big wins against conference rivals North and Hightstown, but they were stopped in their tracks after a 19-point loss to Howell in the Den on Wednesday. What are the Pirates going to need to do in order to regain their momentum, get back to 500, and keep their number 2 spot in the CBC?
Well, Julian, the Pirates struggled on defense during their last timeout. They left a lot of lanes open for Howell to drive the lane, and the Rebels took advantage of it. South is typically a team that can steal the ball a lot and increase their possession time, but during their last game only recorded 4 steals, by far one of the lowest numbers of the season. If South wants to bounce back tonight, their head coach Chris Jarrow would need to get his boys back to the basics on defense. But on the offensive side, Ewing's tactics may allow South to run up the score, especially with players Josiah Curitan and Blake Amos-Whitfield. The Blue Devils are known to play 2-3 zone defense, which may leave an open spot for three-pointers. Curitan and Amos-Whitfield are known to capitalize on their open spots on the top and corner, often moving to the arc and getting those shots in. While they may be good for South to get shots in, Ewing may be able to free up their free throws up to their score. The Pirates have been prone to fouls this season, especially in more competitive games, which has ended up with a lot of free throws from opposing teams. And with Ewing's free throw accuracy being around 73%, the team, South will not likely be looking to send them to the line. But it will be hard for the Pirates as they will have to be aggressive in order to overpower Ewing when it comes to rebounds.
Eliana, you said it. The Blue Devils are a huge rebounding team. The biggest difference we'll see in today's game between the two sides is the size. 2 of Ewing's best players are Joel Sineas and Cameron James. They both stand at 6'5". The tallest guy on South is Star Quinn, his cross-hand at 6'2", so Ewing will definitely look to use their height advantage to out-rebound the guys in green. Let's dive a little bit more into the Blue Devils. We talked about Sineas and James. They're both juniors. James is a very well-rounded player who helps facilitate the offense and finds good passes, but he can drive too. He's a two-way threat who South will definitely have to contain. Sineas leads the team in rebounds and blocks, and you'll find him in the paint a lot as one of those bigger guys. He's also an offensive threat. He's second on the team in points. Now, we've talked a lot about the potential these guys have on offense, but nobody on Ewing comes close to the skill of sophomore Terrence Traylor burst on the scene this year. He's only a sophomore, as I said, and he leads the team in both points and assists. His ball handling skills are incredible. He's a great piece who helps facilitate the offense. He is going to definitely be a guy to watch today here on the Blue Devils. Eliana, it feels like a home game for Ewing. It's a home game for South, but Ewing's crowd in the freshman game and in the JV game today has been absolutely insane. We'll cover it a little bit more after the national anthem, but this is definitely, the crowd is going to be neutralized in this game. We're going to see guys on both sides. The last time we broadcasted a game, it was South versus Hightstown, and the South crowd was really a huge reason why they were able to pull off the win. South might not have that advantage today.
Absolutely. It'll definitely be a different energy in the court tonight for sure, especially with so many people from the other games staying for varsity.
Yeah, the teams are lining up. National anthem about to start. We're going to see a very interesting game here between Ewing and the Pirates. The Pirates have a huge opportunity here to go 5 for their last 6. Ewing is looking to continue their hot streak as well. We're going to have more for you in just a second, but first, the national anthem.
All right, and we are back. That was a great rendition of the national anthem, and we've got a lot to talk about before the game starts pretty soon.
Yeah, and as the starting lineups are going on here for the Pirates and the Blue Devils on the floor, we're going to break them down for you as well. Starting off with the Ewing Blue Devils, Joel Sineas is going to be the first guy who comes on. We talked about him. He's a forward, 6'5", tall guy. He's really good. Right alongside him, we had the big guy. Now we have the small guy. Two of the biggest stars on the team. Terrence Traylor coming on in. Also, someone we haven't talked about too much, Nijay Manning is going to get the start today. He's a 5'9" senior, so two short guys in the backcourt. Cameron James, another forward, the other 6'5" guy we were talking about. And the starting lineup is going to be rounded out with Jameer Brown. So a really good mix of height on this Ewing team. You have the guys in the paint who are going to be up there, get those blocks, get those rebounds, and then those smaller guys, those shiftier guys in the backcourt. Now let's kick it over to the Pirates. You can hear the energy in here already beginning to come up. And we're going to see first, Blake Amos Whitfield is going to be the first guy who gets introduced for the Pirates. He's been really good from three so far this year. Speaking of good from three, who's been better than this guy? Josiah Caratone. He had an injury scare in the last game he covered against Hightstown. Didn't get to shoot the three as much as he usually does. But when he's on, he's on. Speaking of when you're on, you're on. Cameron Jones is back. Great backcourt tandem there with Quintus Crossland. We'll see him in a second. But before we get there, here's Coco Ramasamy. Youngest guy in the starting lineup, but he's been money from three as well. And we're going to round it out with that other guy in that great backcourt tandem of Jones and Crossland. It's Quintus Crossland himself. Only a couple minutes now until this game gets going, Eliana. And two really, really solid starting lineups here. We could see a really close game today.
Yeah, it'll be definitely difficult, especially with how strong South is going to need to be defensively, but not getting any fouls because of how great their free throws are. They're Ewing with a lot of the recent games having a very high percentage of free throws made.
Yeah, and one of the things we saw in warm-ups was Ewing actually going up and dunking the ball. So South cannot afford to let them get that space on the inside, because if they do, they're going to go up, they're going to dunk it, and there's going to be an easy 2 points every single time they do so. So it's time. Tip-off is about to occur. It's going to be Cameron James and Quintus Crossland in the logo. It's going to be tipped back to Terrence Traylor. He has it, dribbling it up now across the half-court line, directing traffic already right out the gate, still at the top of the key. Now dribbles a couple times to his left. There's some shifting going on, some rotation. Traylor still has it on the left side, now passes it into Joel Sineas. Sineas in the corner, there's already a whistle. It's going to be called on a travel as Sineas tried to make a post move there on that left side of the paint, and the ball's going to go the Pirates' way. Crossland now in to Jones. Jones now over to Amos Whitfield on the right side, back to Crossland, not having crossed the half-court line yet. Here's Amos Whitfield again, right side, now back to Jones. Jones over to Crossland. Crossland's going to drive himself. Ball got tipped away and stolen by Ewing. Now a fast break for the Blue Devils. Up goes Manning. His layup is no good. Rebound, though, by Sineas. Sineas' layup is good again. We've got our points of the first points of the day here. They're going to go the way of the Blue Devils. Up comes Cameron Jones. Jones now over to Amos Whitfield on the right side. Amos Whitfield inside to Ramasamy, who lays it up on a nice cut on that right side of the paint. And just like that, South answers. We're a minute into the game. 2-2 Pirates and Blue Devils. Here's Traylor again. Right side of the paint, or of the beyond the arc. Traylor now dribbling a couple times to his right. Pulls up from the free throw line, no good. Rebound is going to go the way of the Pirates as it was tipped out of bounds. Quintus Crossland, and looked like Cameron James getting into it a little bit there. But Crossland's going to have it. He's going to inbound it now to Cameron Jones, and Jones is going to take it up. Now bounce pass over to the right side where Amos Whitfield is waiting. Now over to Caratone. Josiah is going to bring it in to Crossland, who lays it up with the foul. And just like that, Quintus Crossland's got his first couple points of the day, and he's going to go to the line to get one more. Currently 4-2 Pirates with an opportunity here in the first minute and 20 seconds of the game to make it a 5-2 game.
Absolutely. I think it'll be close, especially with the free throw already. Quintus Crossland has had a good amount of free throws so far this season, and he's really leading the team in multiple ways.
Yeah, Crossland's free throw is good. It's now 5-2 Pirates, 6:39 left in the game. Terrence Traylor bringing it up against across the half-court line again, directing traffic, dribbling a couple times to his left. Then he passes it over to Jameer Brown. Brown now with the bounce pass over to Sineas. Back to Brown. Brown's three-pointers off the mark and rebound Crossland. Crossland taking it up on the right side of the backcourt. Now into the front court. Trying to find space, can't do so. Passes it back to the top of the key where Cameron Jones is waiting for him. Jones over to Whitfield. He's going to bring it up. He's going to shoot up. His layup, though, is no good from the left side of the paint. It's rebounded 5-2 Pirates. 6 minutes left in the game. Traylor's going to take it himself. He gets a whistle as he goes up. And there was some contact there. I think the ball is going to stay with Ewing. It is. But it's going to be an inbound. So Traylor is going to head to that baseline right here, and he's going to look for somebody to get it open to, as Ewing's still trying to get some offense going as we begin this game. Traylor's inbound now. Not yet. Counting down. He gets it to Jones again, top of the key. He's going to rush in, driving and making the shot. Oh my gosh. Jones with the great move in with the layup, and he draws the foul. So we've had a layup, then another layup, then a layup with the foul, opportunity for 3 points, and another layup with the foul, opportunity for 3 points. Ewing has the opportunity to tie this game up. Just over 6 minutes left, 6 minutes and 1 second to be exact. This free throw is good, and it's 5-5. Crossland inbounds it right away to Jones. He's looking for somewhere to go. He's going to get it to the right where Curratone's waiting. Curratone gives it right back to Jones, who gives it right back to Curratone, but that pass is tipped. Now Josiah's got to make a move. Curratone goes up with the layup. It's no good. Rebound, Crossland right in the center of the paint. Can't get his shot to go, but he has the ball again. Makes a spin move, goes up, goes in. Great shot. Quentin Crossland. He already has his fifth point of the game, and it's only 7-5 overall. 5 minutes, 32 seconds left to go. The Blue Devils trail by 2, and they still trail by 2 because Jameer Brown's three-pointer from beyond the arc on that top of the key is no good. Amos Whitfield now on the right side. Tried to get it over to Curratone. The pass was tipped by Cameron James, but it's going to be out of bounds on James, so the Pirates are going to keep it in their own offensive zone. It's going to be Blake Amos Whitfield with the inbound, and he gets it over to Cameron Jones. Jones now looking, he gets it to Crossland on that right side, still beyond the arc. Now he's got it to Curratone. Top of the key three-pointer is off the mark. It's going to be a rebound now for Terrence Traylor. Traylor bringing it up, still directing traffic. He might drive himself. He tries to kick it out, but it's going to end up being out of bounds. It looked like it went off a Pirates player. It looked like it was Curratone there. So now it's going to be Terrence Traylor again who's going to be inbounding it. Already second time Traylor's going to be inbounding it. From this offensive zone today. He tries to get it all the way back to Nijay Manning. Manning's all the way at the logo, looking for somewhere to go. Makes a couple dribbles to his left. Now might drive. He does. Makes a move on Ramasamy. He gets stopped, though, and he goes out from beyond the key. Here's Joel Sineas. Sineas tries to drive, gets it back to Manning. Manning's layup is good, and they're going blow for blow, Eliana. 4 minutes, 43 seconds to go, and it's tied at 7 between the Pirates and the Blue Devils.
Listen.
Here comes Curratone. Curratone's pass over to Ramasamy in the right corner. Now all the way across for Cameron Jones, whose shot is no good. It's going to be rebounded, though, by Blake Amos Whitfield. He's going to drive himself from the left corner and sink it, and South has another lead. It's 9-7 now, 4 minutes, 22 seconds left. Here comes Terrence Traylor on his right side. He's looking for somewhere to go, can't find it yet. Now makes a move on a pick from Sineas, gives it to Sineas. He has a contested layup on that right side of the paint that he sinks. Good move there by Joel Sineas. That's that height. That's going to be an advantage there. 6-5. And now it's a tie game. 4 minutes left. Here comes Cameron Jones. Jones bounce pass into Crossland. His shot is no good. Tussle for the rebound. It's going to go out to Amos Whitfield on the right side. He might drive himself, but now gets stopped. Pass over to Curratone. Curratone tries to find space. Can't do so. And now here comes Crossland. Crossland fakes the three, goes up for the layup. It's no good from that right side. And now a fast break for Manning. Manning over to Sineas. Sineas' layup rolls off the front of the rim. That should have been an easy one for him, but he couldn't convert. And here, once again, comes Cameron Jones. Jones looking for somewhere to go. He's backed up all the way to the logo. Good defense here from Sineas. Now Jones at the top of the key. Dribbling between his legs, gives it over to Amos Whitfield on that left wing. Amos Whitfield now back over to Curratone, who loses the ball on a dribble. Up comes Terrence Traylor. In goes Terrence Traylor. It's an 11-9 game with Ewing having their first lead of the night. Second lead. First since the very first points of the game. Here comes Cameron Jones, this time slowing down the pace a little bit, not even past the logo yet. Now he is. Bounce pass into Crossland. Crossland might try and make a move. Can't do so yet. Still trying to dribble on that right side of the paint. He makes a spin move, tries to go up. He's going to get a whistle, and it's going to be on a travel. So the ball's going to go back the way of the Blue Devils. 11-9, 2 minutes, 57 seconds left here in this first quarter.
Yes, the vertical is definitely impressive. Even Terrence Traylor, who is not necessarily the taller person on the team, has an impressive vertical jump, which is helping him get those shots in.
Yeah, and he's bringing it up now. A little pass over to Jameer Brown. Brown's going to go for the layup. He loses the ball on his way up. A long pass now over to Quintus Crossland on a fast break. His shot is no good, but he is going to go to the line for two as there was a whistle as Crossland went up. So fast break there that we see for the Pirates that they could convert into points here if Crossland can sink already his second and third free throws of the game.
Absolutely. The solid defense on both teams is showing to have some free throws already very early in the game in the first quarter.
That being said, though, Crossland misses his first, still 11-9, 2 minutes 40 seconds left to go as the Blue Devils lead. Crossland hoping he can get one of these two and make it a 1-point game here, but that's going to depend on if he can sink this second shot. Ramasamy and Jones in the backcourt. The second shot is no good, too, so Quintus Crossland, normally a really good free throw shooter, can't convert on either of them. Here comes Terrence Traylor up the right side, looking for somewhere to go, directing traffic once again, dribbling it over to the top of the key. He's got Jameer Brown. Jameer Brown hands it off to Manning. Manning now over to Terrence Traylor. Traylor on that right side again. Gets it into Jeff Ayindabanda. We're seeing him for the first time today. Tries to make a spin move, goes up, can't convert on the layup. There's a tussle for the rebound. Ayindabanda with a great save as he was falling out of bounds. He gets the ball to Cameron James, who lays it up and in just from the left side of the paint. And he gets a whistle. He's going to go to the line for just one shot. It's 13-9 now, Blue Devils with an opportunity to make it 14-9. 2 minutes and 8 seconds left here in the first quarter as we see a couple of substitutions. In comes Roshan Senthil for the Pirates.
Yes, and with these foul shots, they've been getting very good.
And as you say that, Eliana, James actually misses his free throw. Here comes Curatone. Curatone over to Ramaswamy from the left corner, goes up for the layup, can't convert. Tussle for the rebound, is going to go out of bounds, and it's going to go the way of the Pirates. It's going to stay here with South. And as no inbound yet from the Pirates, now there might be one. Here comes Cameron Jones. Jones looking for Roshan Senthil, lays it up off the front of the rim from the right side of the paint. Fast break, Terrence Traylor. Traylor makes a move. Now dishes it out to Jameer Brown. Brown's three from the right side is good. And a timeout called here by the Pirates. We've got a report here coming to you from sideline reporter John Bridgeford. Stay tuned for more on 107.9.
Thanks, Julian. Ewing has been continuing to be more physical with South. They've been able to get to the line. It's really, that's their main game plan as they are just a larger team. And back to you, Julian.
Thanks, John. Yeah, absolutely. They've been using their height a lot throughout this first part of the game. It's the reason they have a 16-9 lead here with 1:40 left to go in the first quarter. Get your fake news elsewhere. Get your real news from your local high school radio station, 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction. We're going to wait to see what the new lineups on the floor are. The last game that we broadcasted against Hightstown, the South didn't really make substitutions too often this early into the game. In fact, it was mainly their starting five for that entire first quarter. But with 1:47 here, we've already seen Roshan Senthil be subbed into the game with about 2.5 minutes left. And now we might even see more substitutions as well. So here's what the lineup's going to be for the Pirates. It's Amos Whitfield, it's Jones, it's Ramasamy, it's Curatone, and it's Senthil. So the same as they had on before the timeout. Going over a game plan here, facing a 7-point deficit with 1:47 left to go here in this first quarter. Ramasamy's going to be the one who inbounds it. Normally we don't see that. Normally it is actually Jones who inbounds it, but this time Jones is going to take the inbound and bring it up himself. Here he comes, now passing the half-court line now. Still at the top of the key, looking for somewhere to go. Makes a couple dribbles, now passes it to Senthil on the left wing. Senthil over to Jones again. Jones right wing. Jones now over to Amos Whitfield, who gets it back to Jones. He thought about taking a shot. He's going to try driving himself, but he loses the ball. There's still a tussle for the ball. Jones is going to be the one who ends up recovering it all the way on the left side, close to out of bounds. Tries to make a move just to give himself some space. He does so. He had a pick set for him on Senthil for just a second. Now he drives up from the left side. Can't get the shot to go. And now a big fast break for Ewing. Here comes Traylor. His layup from the right side of the paint is good. And the Blue Devils are exploding here in this first quarter. It's 18-9 with a minute left. Here comes Curatone on the right side. Still on the right side looking for somewhere. He's going to go all the way now over to the right corner. He's getting double teamed by Ewing. They steal the ball. Traylor's going to get it. He's going to get it now in to Cameron Jones, whose layup is missed. Cameron James, apologies. And the putback, though, however, by James himself is good. Now it's 20-9. So a big first quarter here for the Blue Devils, as there's a foul called as Cameron Jones was looking to dribble it up. 38 seconds left here in the first quarter, and it's going to be inbounded. Yes, it's going to be inbounded by South, so it's going to stay with the Pirates. Roshan Senthil, I'm sorry, no, he was just substituted out for Ben Ashworth. So Ashworth, who we talked about a little bit in the pregame show, Eliana, is in. He gives it over to Jones. Jones dribbling it across the half-court line. Over to Ashworth now in the right corner. He thought about driving. He does, but as he's driving, he gets called for a double dribble as he tried to retain the ball on that right side as he was going into the paint. And the Blue Devils are going to take it up again. 25 seconds now left in this first quarter. It's 20-9 with the Blue Devils on top. Trailer again on that right side. He was looking for a second over at Chris Thomas, who now has the ball on the left wing. Thomas now dribbling a couple steps back, really close to that half-court line, still trying to direct traffic. 10, 9, 8 seconds left now. He finally gets a pick. He dribbles to his right, gets 2 picks, passes it now over to Trailer. Trailer's shot for 3 from the top of the key is no good. A putback by Nijay Manning is short, and that will end the first quarter. 20-9 lead in favor of the Blue Devils. You're listening to the home of all WWP Sports, 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction.
Monsters could be living under your child's bed or in the bathtub. For a child with asthma, it can seem like monsters are everywhere, because something as innocent as a teddy bear could trigger their next asthma attack. But there are simple ways that you can help, like putting stuffed animals in the freezer to kill dust mites and drying bat toys to prevent mold. Learn more at noattacks.org or call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS, because their next breath is in your hands. Brought to you by the EPA, Ad Council, and 107.9 FM, WWPH, Princeton Junction.
A really good start to the first quarter for the Pirates, followed by a drought in those last 4 minutes. It's 20-9 Blue Devils as we begin the second quarter. Eliana, what did the Pirates do so well in that first part of the first quarter, and what do they need to get back to in order to make sure that they don't lose a lead and are down 11 like they are right now?
I think Pirates had a very decent defense, although they could improve on making sure they get on their man and really defend everything that they have.
And another thing they're going to have to do is alleviate that offensive pressure. Coconut Ramaswamy just tried to inbound it from one side of the court all the way to the other side horizontally, and it sailed out of bounds. Those are those offensive turnovers that the Pirates are going to have to cut down on if they want a shot in this game, because a lot of these points have come off of fast breaks. Anyways, here's Chris Thomas. He dribbles to his right side. Now over to Demir Edwards-Crew, who goes up for the layup, and his shot is no good. But a rebound by Saneas goes in from just inside the paint. We talk about that height that the Blue Devils have. That's another example of it right here. And now, as Cameron Jones tried to dribble up past the half-court line, there was a whistle called. He was double-teamed on that way up. That was something we talked about a little bit in the pregame show as well, Eliana, is that the Blue Devils like to double-team. It really helps force those turnovers that we've seen so far. The ball's going to stay with the Pirates. It's going to be Josiah Curatone to inbound it. He's going to inbound it all the way back to Jones from behind the half-court line. He now dribbles up. He might drive himself. He puts up a shot from inside the paint. It's no good. It went in and out. Now a puzzle for the rebound. Still, it's going to stay with the Pirates. Here's Cameron Jones. He passes it to Curatone, the top of the key. Three-pointer is off the mark. Ramaswamy tried to come in and grab the rebound. He could not corral it in, but it looks like it is going to stay with the Pirates, as it looked like it went off of Jameer Edwards-Crew there. And let me tell you, Eliana, Jameer Edwards-Crew, 6'3". He's another tall guy who we don't talk about that often, but really good for the Blue Devils off the bench. Here comes the action again. It's going to be Darian Doggett for the first time in today's game. He's going to hand it off to Chris Thomas. He's on the right side, right beyond the arc. Now he makes a couple dribbles as he goes inside the paint, goes for the layup. It's no good, and the rebound is corralled with force from Cameron Jones as he takes it up past the half-court line. He's going to give it to his right. There's Amos Whitfield. Fires for 3. No good. Rebound, tussle, and a whistle called. Ball's going to stay with the Pirates here in their own offensive zone. 22-9 in favor of the Blue Devils. 6 minutes, 49 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. And it's going to be, it looks like it was going to be Cameron Jones who inbounds it, but now they're still trying to figure out who it's going to be. In fact, no, they're actually going to call this a shooting foul, and Josiah Caratone's going to go to the line for 2. So a big opportunity here for the Pirates to get their first points since midway through the first quarter. And as I say that, Curatone misses his first. 6 minutes, 49 seconds left. The Pirates still looking to break double digits. They've only got 9. The Blue Devils have 22. Curatone has one more opportunity to make a free throw. And Eliana, this is now, if Curatone makes this and he misses it, so The Pirates are now 1 for 5 from the line today. As up comes Chris Thomas on the left side beyond the arc. Thomas looking for a bounce pass. He finds it to Sineas. Sineas on the left side of the paint makes a spin, goes in, goes up, and makes the shot. Joel Sineas is going off in this first half. 6.5 minutes left to go. 24-9 now in favor of the Blue Devils. Bounce pass over to Ben Ashworth on the right side. He started to drive, then backtrack. He's being double teamed. He's going to get it over to Jones. Jones now also being double teamed. The ball is stolen. Here comes Jameer Brown on that right side, and an easy layup makes it 26-9 in favor of the Blue Devils. And a little bit of miscommunication there for the Pirates, and it's stolen again. Darian Doggett with a huge collision. He stole the ball from Ashworth and Ramaswamy, who were right next to each other. Neither of them could figure out which one were going to take the ball. He went up for the fast break, and he landed hard as he missed the shot. It's going to be a blocking foul on the Blue Devils. So no shots at the line yet in this quarter for the Blue Devils, but they have a 26-9 lead. 6 minutes, 7 seconds left in the half. A bounce pass from Thomas into trailer is going to, the bounce pass was good. The layup, though, was not able to convert, but there is a whistle now, and he's going to go to the line for 2.
Yes, and again, these free throws are a major thing. Something we've also seen was Jameer Brown with the speed at really getting down the court and making that shot easy.
Yeah, the first free throw now is no good, so a big miss on free throws for both teams so far. Here's sideline reporter John Bridgeford with more.
Yeah, Julian, so Ewing has really just been able to keep control of the game, and it's currently going on a 15, maybe 16-0 run in the last couple minutes. And it is definitely something that you have to take control of if you're North and try to just end this streak.
Yeah, it is a 15-0 run, and they missed another free throw, so there was a tussle for the rebound. Whistle eventually on a foul is going to go. So the Blue Devils are going to keep the ball here. Inbounding it is Thomas all the way back to the top of the key. He's going to give it to Jameer Brown. He's going to give a pass now over to Thomas, who they basically just trade places. Thomas was on the right wing. Now he's at the top of the key. Tries to make a move to go in. He's at the right elbow. Gives it back to Doggett. Doggett now over to Josh Baker, who we're seeing for the first time today. Baker over to Thomas for the top of the key. His shot is no good, and it's rebounded now. Still a tussle for the rebound, but it's going to be Crossland who takes it up himself. Crossland's going to drive for the layup onto the backhand is good. That'll end the run. And the Pirates are back in it, 26-11 now. 5.5 minutes left in this game as the Blue Devils lead. Here's Joel Sineas on the left side of his arc. Makes a beautiful spin, but the whistle is called, and there's going to be a travel. The Ewing fans are not happy about it. Sineas is actually going to go over and talk to the ref himself. There was a beautiful spin move there on the left side of the paint, but seemed like he stepped a couple of times, and the refs are going to give the ball back to South. So here comes Blake Amos Whitfield, who gives it back to Cameron Jones. They're playing a little two-man game because Amos Whitfield now is going to give it to Ramaswamy. Ramaswamy, Amos Whitfield. Now top of the keys, Cameron Jones. His shot is no good from beyond the arc, and there's going to be a rebound from Josh Baker. Baker's going to give it to Chris Thomas. Here comes Thomas at the top of the key. Now trying to slow down the pace a little bit. He's at the right wing now, makes a couple steps, goes in, free throw, from the free throw line, his shot is no good and rebounded by Jones. Jones might drive this himself, he does, but he's stripped of the ball as he tries to do so, and once again, here comes Josh Baker. His pass all the way over to Chris Thomas is deflected, almost goes out of bounds, but it's going to be corralled in by Chris Thomas on the left side of beyond the arc. It's 26-11 now, Blue Devils leading, 4 minutes, 35 seconds left. Thomas still at the ball, still all the way back towards the half-court line on that left side. Now he dumps it off to Josh Baker, who's at that left wing. He has a little bit of space. He's going to give a bounce pass, though, to Joel Sineas. Double team, goes up for the shot, and makes the shot, and there's a foul called. So Joel Sineas, who has just been absolutely dominating from that left side of the paint, is going to go up for a chance to make it a 29-11 game in favor of the Blue Devils.
Absolutely, and we've seen a lot from Thomas as well, really getting the ball and slowing it down, and often getting it back in when when it's about to be out.
Yeah, Chris Thomas, not even a starter on this Blue Devils team, but he leads the league and he leads the team in three-pointers. So the impact he has when he's on the floor is absolutely crucial for the Blue Devils. As now, it's going to be called a technical. So Sineas is going to take these free throws with nobody around him. Everybody else has to be behind the half-court line. Sineas' first shot is up, and it is no good as the free throws just continue to be missed here in this first half. And now the second free throw is going to come to Chris Thomas. So Thomas now, I've never seen that before when the players switch in between free throws, but Thomas's shot is up, and Thomas's shot is also no good as it rolls in and out. There must be something going on with these free throw lines today because nobody on either side is making any shots. Ewing has only made one. South is 1 for 5. It's 28-11 Blue Devils. And Thomas misses his second as well. 4 minutes, 21 seconds left in the game. Think about the lead that Ewing could have if they converted on their free throws. And think about how much closer this game would be if maybe South converted on their free throws. Definitely a storyline we didn't expect to hear so far in this game, but it's one we're definitely hearing. Ewing was 73% from the line coming into this game, as here comes Terrence Traylor at the top of the key. Traylor now passed over to the right side. It's going to be Nijay Manning. He tries to drive now, kicks it out to Jameer Brown. His three is money. Wow. Jameer Brown. We've seen him from that left wing. That's exactly where he took that shot from. 4 minutes left now, and it's 31-11. A 20-point lead for the Blue Devils here in this first half alone. And there's a problem with the scoreboard. They gave those points to South. And the Blue Devils coach, who we'll talk about in a little bit, Paul Jones, is livid. He wants it to be changed, and it finally is. 3 minutes, 47 seconds left here in the game. 31-11 in favor of the Blue Devils. There was a foul over when the Pirates tried to take it up themselves. So it's going to be inbounded now from Cameron Jones. Jones bounce pass into Roshan Senthil, and South converts on a layup and answers right back. It's 31-13, 3 minutes, 40 seconds left in the game. Traylor once again is going to go up on that right side. Gets a pick from Cameron James. Now a bounce pass over to James. His layup is good. And those 2-6-5 guys, Taneas and James, just overpowering the South defense inside the paint. Here come Ashworth and Jones. Here comes Ashworth on that left side. He's being double teamed. He finds a lane though. Can't convert because he loses the ball. It goes out of bounds. They're going to keep the ball though with South. It seemed as if it was tipped off a Ewing player, and they confirm it was. 33-13 now. 3 minutes, 16 seconds left here in the half.
Absolutely. The passes for Ewing have been really good so far. Most passes have gone to where they needed to be. Whether they convert on their shots or not has been up to the game, but
yeah, and you can say the opposite for the Pirates as Ramasamy takes the inbound, now dumps it off to Cameron Jones. He's still on that left side, on that left wing, now dribbles a couple times to his right, gets a pass over to Ramasamy, and his shot from the corner can't convert though. Traylor's got the rebound, a long pass all the way to the right side, and Jameer Brown goes up and goes in. He went over like 3 Pirates there in order to make that shot. That was crazy from Brown. And the Pirates can't even get past the half-court line. Ramasamy and Jones are going back and forth. The time is almost up. Ramasamy's pass is intercepted by Terrence Traylor as it was intended for Jones. And it's a 37-13 game. Blue Devils lead as Terrence Traylor there just came out of absolutely nowhere in order to intercept that pass, and he drove right up the middle of the lane as well to make it a 37-13 game. Light the night with the Knights at First Light. Catch Brenda, Olivia, Ginny, Chloe, and Sahana at the crack of dawn to lighten your morning mood. To hear all of their spectacular insights at First Light, tune in on 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction, as a second timeout already is called by the Pirates.
yeah, it's very scary and it is very tense in this room right now. More upperclassmen from High School South have been showing up, and you can see their faces as they're a little bit scared on where the score is going with only 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the second period.
Yeah, and the crowd, we talked about it a little bit. The crowd for South has been really strong in these past couple of games, but right now they look absolutely deflated. We also, though, surprisingly, haven't heard too much from the Blue Devils fans out here. We heard a lot from them in the freshman game and the GV game. They've been very strong. That's why we said that home team advantage might even be mitigated. Right now for South, it looks like it is, but we haven't heard too much from them so far. But with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in this game, the Pirates are down 24. It's 37-13. Ramasamy inbounds it, and the Blue Devils now on a full court press. We've got Cameron Jones and Blake Amos Whitfield, matched by Terrence Traylor and Nijay Manning. But the Pirates find a lane, and as they do that, it was Cameron Jones who took the ball up from that right side himself. He ended up losing the ball, and it's going to go back the way of the Blue Devils again. 2 minutes, 27 seconds left here. 37-13 in favor of the Blue Devils, as here comes Terrence Traylor. Very audible. He's calling everything out for his guys. He's on the left side beyond the arc. Gives it over to Jameer Brown. Brown's pass inside to James cannot be converted, and it's going to go the other way as Ramasamy is injured. here in the backcourt. But back to the action. It's Jones over to Amos Whitfield. He fires a shot from the right wing that bounces off the rim a couple times and is no good. It's corralled by Traylor. Traylor might drive himself, and as he does, there's a whistle blown. They're going to stop play for a second as they look to take care of Coconut Ramaswamy. Great games, terrific talks, and neat news, even when it's dark. They'll be turning lights on with Ishika, Eliana, who's right next to me, Dilla, Daniyal, and Lucas. They'll bring bright personalities and sunny certainties to Lights On, only on the Divine 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction. Game looks to be set to resume now. It's going to be the Blue Devils who have it first. Nijay Manning looking for someone to inbound it to, and he gives it to Traylor. Traylor now bringing it up on the right side. Bounce pass into Saneas. He's on the left side of the paint. Fakes the shot. Now goes up, and the second chance shot is converted. It's 39-13 now. Blue Devils lead. A minute, 49 seconds left in the half. And once again, we see the Blue Devils on that full court press. And as Curatone tries to send a pass to that right corner where Chimiladin was waiting for him, the pass was deflected by a Blue Devils player. It went out of bounds, so it's going to stay with the Pirates. But this is the defensive strength we've seen from Ewing this entire year. It's a big reason of why they are 6-3 to this point. Here comes Cameron Jones, dribbling to his left side. The ball is tipped for a second by Traylor, who now, as it gets loose, is going to go to Chris Thomas. Thomas hands it over to Manning in the paint, and it's another layup. It's 41 now to 13 in favor of the Blue Devils. A minute 24 left to go. And Amos Whitfield is double teamed as he tried to take it up from the backfield. And there's a foul called. I can't even tell who the foul is called on. The ref signaled number 1, which would mean it's Blake Amos Whitfield, but he was double teamed. So unless he had a rogue arm fly somewhere, it was not him who got fouled. And that's confirmed now as Josiah Curatone is going to be the one who inbounds it. And he does so over to Cameron Jones. So he's going to bring it up now on the right side. Gives it over to Roshan Senthil at the top of the key. His pass over to Amos Whitfield is intercepted by Traylor. Traylor with a 2-on-1 from the right side of the paint. He gets fouled as he goes up. He's going to go to the line for 2. It was Roshan Senthil and Josiah Curatone who tried to stop him as he drove up on that right side. One of them committed a foul. And now Terrence Traylor is going to go to the line for 2. And maybe now we might see some free throws starting to be converted. Also worth noting, the Blue Devils are now in the bonus, which means anytime there's a foul, even if it's not a shooting foul, even if they weren't on the way up, they will go to the line. And there's Terrence Traylor, the leader in points on this team, the star player. He converts, or he breaks, if you will, the free throw drought we've been seeing and makes it 42-13. His second one, though, is off the front of the rim, still 42-13, minute 9 seconds to go. Blake Amos Whitfield, three-pointer from the left wing is no good. It's corralled, though, by Curatone. He gives it to Cameron Jones, who gives it right back to Curatone. His three from that same spot, that left wing, is also no good. And now, here comes Cameron James. Long pass over to Terrence Traylor, who is wide open on the other side of the court, left side on the paint, and lays it in. 44-13 now, with 43 seconds left to go. And South once again in the backcourt turnover. It's Traylor up to Joel Saneas, who dunks it. Oh, an alley-oop play from the Blue Devils. They're having fun. They have a 33-point lead here in this first half. Just under a half a minute to go here. Curatone's layup is no good and no whistle is blown. Roshan Senthil's putback, though, on that left side of the paint is good, and he gets the foul. 46 now to 15 with 25 seconds left to go here in the half. Senthil's going to go to the line. He has an opportunity here to make it only a 30-point deficit for the Pirates. Absolutely.
One of the taller players on the Pirates still cannot compete with the height that Ewing has, but he has been able to get it back from Ewing a couple of times due to his height.
Senthil's free throw is no good. Now 23 seconds left. Here comes Jameer Brown. He's going to pass it over to Saneas on the right side. Saneas sends it in now to Cameron James on the right side of that paint again, and Saneas gets it back. Right wing, takes a couple steps back. Now might drive. He gets a pick on his left from James. He drives up with the layup, and it's good over Senthil on that left side of the paint. This is just some really good offense here as time expires. 48-15 in favor of the Blue Devils is going to be our score as we head into the half. You're listening to the home of all WWP Sports, 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction.
Saving money today is like giving a gift to your future self. A little money from each paycheck can go a long way, and you'll need those savings set aside to do cool stuff in the future. Yeah, it's hard, but you know it's the right thing to do. Take control of your finances and make saving a part of your daily life. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1,000,000. For free ways to save, go to feedthepig.org or visit to Feed the Pig on Facebook. This message is brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, the Ad Council, and 107.9 FM, WWPH, Princeton Junction.
You're listening to 107.9 FM. My name is Daniyal, and I'm here. We're joined by John from North, and this is the home of all WWPH sports. We're here to talk about the halftime show, a bit of a reflection of what we've seen so far. It's been an explosive start for both teams, especially the Blue Devils here from Ewing.
Yeah, definitely. In the last 2 quarters, the Blue Devils have won on a 37-6 streak. They're scoring 37 points in the time it's taken South to score 6. However, it's just kind of a shame since the Blue Devils are so much bigger and more physical than South was kind of hoping from the beginning. And it's just seeing what adjustments can be made to see if you can come back from this in the second half.
Absolutely agree. The South coaches are conversing as of this moment. They, like we just talked about before, it's that height they use to their advantage. We saw number 23 on the Blue Devils, Sineas. He made most layups and even a dunk. Towered over, I think, 3 Pirates, and it was absolutely insane. As that's what we're talking about that height advantage. We got a couple players on the Blue Devils who are 6'5", and our tallest on South is 6'3".
Yes.
And it's layup after layup after layup. In that first quarter, we saw a cross line from South trying to push forward, trying to get to their hoop and trying to connect shots, but those layups weren't working. Layups were working for the Blue Devils. Yes. Right now, just to update you, it's a 48 Devils lead to 15 at South.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I think South is going to have to see if they can just come out of at the end of this. Since you just have to overcome it. You have to see if you can just out-bully the bully basically and see if you can make tough shots, as South has not been really able to connect a 3 yet. They have attempted a couple, and it's sort of similar to their last game against Howell, where they just have not been able to connect for 3.
Absolutely. That's where their start was. We know that South is known for having that kind of slow start and does try to pick up in the game at the end, show some surprises. That may be the case today. We don't know just yet. What we do know is that the Blue Devils are playing aggressive, very aggressive, intercepting the ball whenever they can. They're grabbing it, and we saw a lot of actually players fall today. One being injured from South took a bench, and we saw one being transferred. In fact, in the beginning of the game, we've never seen so many transfers so early. South has called 2 timeouts so far and has replaced a few different players.
Yeah, definitely. Especially since on the sideline, there was definitely some tensions rising as South's coach was talking with the referee and even his players on how, even though it's a large lead, they just can't lose their temper.
Absolutely. Keeping your temper is all about here on this game. And we have to talk about the crowd. The crowd for the Blue Devils is absolutely stacked. South is known for the good crowds. However, today there seems to be kind of lacking in it. The energy is not feeling the same as before. Yes. At least in their game with Hightstown. The Blue Devils Blue Devils crowd came to play, and we see the Blue Devils walking back onto the court now. They're going to be taking their halftime, let off some steam, get their plans in again. We have the coach on the court.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how this is going to happen. However, going back to it, especially the players on the Ewing bench have been very reactive in turning this game and just basically hyping up their team.
And let's talk about some efforts being thrown out here. Cameron Jones, one of the South's best players on the team right now. He's been trying to steal the ball, make layups for the Pirates, and he has been doing well considering the circumstances. He has been trying to lead. And we only saw cross-line from the first quarter being switched out with someone else from the second. And
yeah. And one thing I've noticed is him and Crosland, they have both normally. The offense sort of runs through them as they're the ones to get the rebounds, get the ball back, and start playmaking. However, that's just not been the case as they've just been getting bullied in the paint and under the rim. And, it's definitely just interesting to see what adjustments the coach is going to make, see if he can just overcome this.
Right. The tables have definitely kind of turned since our last broadcast with Hightstown. South seem to be on the kind of the struggles here, and they are trying to reassess some of their plays. We saw a little bit of tension, a little bit of aggression from the Pirates as they were falling a little bit confused after we saw a few fouls, we saw a few outs coming, and we saw a few foul shots made by the Blue Devils. And it's going to be interesting. They got to keep up. They got to keep their temper with it. Yeah. And we see the South Pirates coming on the court now with their basketballs, keeping it warm. keeping it ready. I think they're trying to recollect themselves and trying to, see what else they can put out on the court.
Yep. One thing South has improved though is compared to the last game against Howell, they have really been able to strengthen the three ball. So they have defended the three ball very well, as Ewing has only hit one three all game so far and missing 3 others.
Yeah. And we got almost 4 minutes on the clock, 4 minutes, 4 seconds left of the halftime. We'll be starting soon as to the third quarter. It's been a pretty eventful first quarter. We've seen these teams going back and forth, layup after layup. I got to say, it's been mostly layups. Like you said before, 3-pointers have been attempted by both. Only ones that have kind of made it, one from South and a few more from the Blue Devils. And that one of the last shots made by the Blue Devils was a huge dunk made by, I believe it was Sineas, towering over a lot of the Pirates, that crowd absolutely went wild for that one.
Yeah, just going back to that, that's really just been like the story of this game so far, as South just has not been able to keep it going with the physicality and speed that Ewing has brought so far. But yeah, it's definitely, as South is taking their warm-up shots, it's definitely going to be an interesting story and see if they can just overcome this massive deficit that they've dug their way into.
It is a lot of shoot to fill for South. Again, home 15, the guest at 48. It's going to be quite a tough game if South can manage in these next 2 quarters to hit a lot of threes, hit a lot of layups, and be absolutely aggressive with the Blue Devils. Because Ewing has been pushing through. They've been using their height. They've been using their physicality, like you've said. Literally just their offense is explosive and their defense is still good. We'll see how it goes. It might not be in South's favor tonight. However, anything can happen. We know that South does try to pull through and show us some surprises in the final quarter at least. So we will have that.
Yeah. And if I'm South, I think my game plan is just try to get to the line as quickly as possible, as South has not been as successful as they have been at points in the season, with them in the last 2 games shooting less than 500, making less than half their shots from the free throw line. So it's just seeing if we could just reinstate that, as that is our best skill, and then see if that can hopefully, along with some good shots, just get us back into this game.
Adding on to that, there were some times the Blue Devils weren't even letting the Pirates get across the half-court line. Pirates were stuck behind and trying to make passes, finding ways to get through. But the Blue Devils' defense has been really promising lately. Now, that doesn't mean all their shots have been connecting. We saw some of the foul shots from the Blue Devils did mess up a little bit. Quite a few from South as well. And it feels like the free throws and the foul shots are where we're seeing some weak points at both of the teams. South might be able to take it from there, as they have been having some successful ones, but some players might not have been, pretty clear in the head for those, and we saw them pay the consequences for that.
Yeah, but we'll see if the coach has been able to calm down his players coming out of the half, and if they can just stay calm, hopefully work back this into a game, and then just see how it goes from there.
Absolutely. We're approaching 1 minute left on the halftime. Yeah. Buzzer has rung. Players are coming back on the court. South seem to have recollected themselves. Coaches come up with a new plan, talking to the players, and let's see what they have in mind.
Yeah, definitely.
The Blue Devils are gathering up again. Coach is talking to them as well. It's really important that they all get their pep talk in. Coach Giro for the Pirates, having everyone gather around. And we got nearing 30 seconds left.
As this has been the halftime report from Daniyal and John.
Keep tuning in on 107.9 FM, home of all WWPH sports, as we go into the second half of our game.
We are back. I know you guys missed this. Julian and Eliana back. 15 seconds left before halftime concludes. 48-15, just in case you forgot, is the score of this Blue Devils versus Pirates game. If you're just joining us, the Pirates started off great. It was 9-9 at one point. The Blue Devils went on a run to end the first quarter, and the score by that time was 22-9. And ever since then, the Blue Devils have just continued to soar. But we're going to get going again. Inbound now. South is going to start with the ball. It's going to be Cameron Jones, who passes it from the logo over to Quentin Crossland. Back to Jones now at the top of the key. He's looking for a pass, and as he tries to pass it to Amos Whitfield, it gets tipped. Up goes Terrence Traylor, and in goes Terrence Traylor. It's already 50 points for the Blue Devils with just 7 minutes and 40 seconds here left in this third quarter. But once again, here's Cameron Jones, gives it over to Quintus Crossland. He's on that right wing. He takes a couple dribbles to his left. Over is Jones. Thought about taking a three, now dribbles in a couple times, and still looking for somewhere to go. Over to Amos Whitfield from the logo. He makes a couple moves, and the ball is tipped again. Traylor again on the fast break. Up he goes, and he won't make the shot. The rebound, there's a loose ball, and it's going to be gotten to by Josiah Caratone. He flips it to Crossland. His layup is up and in, and South answers right back. It's 50-17 now, 7 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Here is Terrence Traylor on that right wing. Over to Jameer Brown. He's going to drive. He went up for the shot. No good, and he falls down. Here comes Crossland on the fast break. He goes up. He will miss the layup, though, and it's rebounded by Sineas. Sineas, long pass over to Brown. He's tried to alley-oop it to Cameron James. Got a little bit too greedy there as the ball got away from James. Here comes Cameron Jones. He thought about driving, and he ends up circling back all the way to the top of the key. Gives it over to Crossland for a three-pointer that is off the mark and rebounded by Traylor. He takes it up. He's going to go all the way up for a layup, and on the backhand is no good. It's a rebound, though, on the left side of the paint from Cameron James, and he'll get the shot to go. It's 52-17 Blue Devils with 6 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Cameron Jones right on the half-court line now gives it over to Quintus Crossland on the right wing of right beyond the arc. Back over to Jones, though. He's going to try and go up. Contested shot from just beyond the free throw line is no good. Terrence Traylor, right side, tried to lob it again, and the lob was no good, but it is recovered, though, by the Blue Devils, and now a whistle is called, and it seems like it might have been a timeout. I'm waiting on confirmation for that. There was a whistle blown, and both teams are reconvening on the sidelines. So, yeah, probably a timeout being called, but I didn't see any confirmation on that yet. Nonetheless, 5:57 left to go here in the third quarter. 52-17 is the Blue Devils lead. Student personalities, local sports and news, High Road Radio, and the same old dedication to the West Windsor-Plainsboro community. It's your local high school radio station, 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction. Second horn is blown, so the game is about to begin again. The ball is going to be over on Ewing's side to start. Still waiting to see if it's going to be Ewing who has the ball in their own offensive zone, or if it's going to be South who has to go the entire court. And it does look like it's going to be Ewing's ball. Yes, it is, as Joel Sineas inbounds it now to Terrence Traylor on that left side, now coming over to the top of the key. Traylor dribbling a couple times between his legs, no movement yet. Now goes to his right, passes it over to Manning. He's going to try and go all the way around to the opposite side of the paint, but as he goes up, he gets blocked, and the South crowd begins to roar once again. 52-17 now, Blue Devils leading. 5 minutes and 42 seconds left here in this third quarter. Traylor looking for the inbound. Bounce pass over to Jameer Brown. Goes awry, but it's recovered by Sineas, who's now on the left wing. Goes over towards the arc, towards the top of the key a little bit. That's where he's going to start. He's going to drive. He tried to pass it in to Cameron James, but the ball is deflected and stolen by South. Here comes Quintus Crossland. He's going to take it himself. He goes up, lays it up. No good, though, off the front of the rim. And on that left side now, here comes Terrence Traylor. He might drive himself. He does. His shot is also no good. A rebound by Cameron James is up. No good. A putback shot once again by James is still no good, but rebounded by Traylor. Traylor gets it back to Manning, who tried to drive from the free throw line. His shot also no good. So a couple of missed opportunities there for the Blue Devils. Here's Caratone. Left wing goes in and couldn't convert on the layup. He had a free lane there that he couldn't connect on. Here comes Jameer Brown. A lot of fast-paced basketball going on right now. Get over to Joel Sineas. Sineas tried to drive, dumps it off now to James, and his shot is no good. It's going to be deflected off of the Blue Devils themselves, and the Pirates are going to retain possession. They're going to have to go the entire length of the court, though, if they want to capitalize here, because it's 52-17, apologies. Blue Devils lead. 4 minutes, 48 seconds here left to go in the third quarter as Crossland inbounds it to Amos Whitfield as he goes up the right side.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of rebounds recently, and honestly not capitalizing as much as they could be over at Ewing.
Here's Caratone on the left wing, gets a pick from Crossland. He's going to go. Shot from the free throw line is blocked from behind by Jameer Brown. Long pass all the way over to Jeff Ianabanda, who converts on that fast break layup. He was right in the paint, laid it up quite easily. But here comes Cameron Jones. He's on that right wing now for the Pirates. Tries to make a move on Trailer, loses the ball. Trailer steals it. Pass all the way to the right side of the paint to Nijay Manning, who gets stopped, but he gives it to Jeff Ayanabanda, who for the second possession in a row lays it up, just cut straight through the middle of the paint like butter. 56-17 now. The Blue Devils lead, just under 4 minutes remaining here in this third quarter. And here comes Quintus Crossland, who's at the top of the key right now. He takes a couple dribbles to his right, now passes it to the right where Amos Whitfield is. He puts up a shot from just beyond the paint, and the shot is no good from that right side, but there was a whistle blown. Looks like Blake Amos Whitfield is going to go to the line.
Absolutely. Blake Amos Whitfield has been a really strong player for the Pirates so far this season, and is only his sophomore year. So let's see what he can do.
56-17, Blue Devils lead. 3 minutes, 48 seconds left to go. This weekend, Unplugged. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family as Amos Whitfield converts on the first. To find the forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, the Ad Council, and 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction. 56-18 now as Amos Whitfield converted the first, and as he converts the second, it's now 56-19. 3 minutes, 48 seconds left. Here comes Nijay Manning up the left side, gives it to Trailer, who's also on that left wing. He takes a couple dribbles. Now he dribbles over to the top of the key, stopped himself, and passed it over to Chris Thomas. Thomas at the top of the key, pass into Ayanabanda, who can't convert on the layup, but he grabs his own rebound. Left wing, here comes Trailer. He tried to drive, couldn't do so. Ayanabanda had it. It was deflected now by Blake Amos Whitfield, but it's recovered once again by Chris Thomas. He's at the top of the key. Passes it into Ayanabanda, who had an open lane and an easy layup. Once again, just right in the center of that paint goes Jeff Ayanabanda. And it's 60 now. It's 60-19 in favor of the Blue Devils. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left to go. Josiah Curatone had it. He fell down as he tried to drive. The ball is going to be recovered, though, by Quintus Crossland, who's going to drive it himself. Now kicks it out. Amos Whitfield. Left wing three ball is off the front of the rim. Rebound Curatone is blocked, and it goes over to Nijay Manning. Bounce pass to Terrence Trailer. His layup is good. And now it's 60-19. Blue Devils lead. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left to go. Here's Curatone. Bounce pass over to Jones. Still not yet crossed the half-court line, but he gives it back to Curatone. Left wing three-pointer is good. There's Curatone with those left wing threes that we've been looking for. It's 60-22 now. 2.5 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Here's Trailer at the top of the key. He tried to drive and then sent a pass to his left, but that pass went out of bounds. Looked like it was intended for Nijay Manning on that left corner. And the ball's going to go back to the Pirates. 2 minutes, 27 seconds left to go here. It's a lead. It's a 60-22 lead for the Blue Devils. And the ball is going to be inbounded now by Chimiladin for the Pirates. And he gives it on a bounce pass over to Cameron Jones. Jones now over to Curatone on that left wing. Takes a couple dribbles to the top of the key. Thought about pulling up for a three. Decides not to do so. And there's a pass to the right side. Still beyond the arc. There's Cameron Jones who has it. He tried to dribble to his left. Now dumps it into Chimiladin. Pass out to the right corner. Amos Whitfield's shot is no good. And a whistle is called late. We're going to see what the foul is. I thought it was, and it is. It is a shooting foul on Ewing. Blake Amos Whitfield's going to go to the line for three now. 60-22 in favor of the Blue Devils. 2 minutes, 9 seconds left to go here in this third quarter.
So far, the Blue Devils have had a lot of really good rebounds and good interceptions, which has really helped them get those points up. And anyone on their team without height has finesse, which is something we're not seeing as much from the Pirates.
Blake Amos Whitfield made his first free throw there at 60-23 now. 2 minutes, 9 seconds left to go still in this game as Amos Whitfield's second shot is up and in. 60-24 is the current score. 2 minutes, 9 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. It's been a pretty back and forth here in this third quarter, but the Pirates let this game get away from them in the second, which is why even as Amos Whitfield makes his third, it's still 60-28 with just over 2 minutes remaining. Up comes Chris Thomas. He's going to pass the logo as I speak. He's going to dribble against Amos Whitfield and now kicks it over to Baker. Baker now tried to make a move, spins in on the right side. His layup is no good. It's off the front of the rim, but there's a whistle called, and it's going to be a foul on Josiah Curatone for the shooting foul there. And it's going to be Josh Baker who goes up to the line. We haven't seen much of him yet today, but he's a good three-point shooter. Right now he's got to be a good free throw shooter in order to make it a bigger lead for the Blue Devils than it currently is. It's 60-25 in favor of the Blue Devils as Baker misses his first, so still the same score. Minute 52 left to go here in this third quarter, but in this contest between the Pirates and the Blue Devils. Baker's second free throw. He does this weird swaying motion when he's at the line, and it's not going to work out for him this time as his second free throw is off the front of the rim and rebounded by Caratone, who then dumps it back to Cameron James, who's going to be the one to take it up for the Pirates. Dishes it over to Amos Whitfield on the left side, left wing, now over to Caratone, top of the key. Back over to Amos Whitfield. They basically traded places because Amos Whitfield's now at the top of the key. He tries to send it into Crossland on the left side of the paint. Has to make a couple dribbles, makes a couple spins. Still can't find a lane, though. Now gives it over to Caratone on the left wing. Drives up, and a floater is in from the free throw line. That's a good move there from Josiah Caratone. 60 to 27 now is the lead for the Blue Devils. A minute 12 seconds remaining here. As here's Jeff Iannabanda on that left side, and there's a whistle called. It looks like it's going to be on Quintus Crossland there as there was some contact between the two of them. And no, I'm sorry, it's actually going to be a foul on Iannabanda on Crossland, so the ball is going to be recovered now by the Pirates. Minute 7 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. It's going to be Josiah Caratone who inbounds it over to Cameron Jones. He's going to take it up super slowly here on this left side and gives it over to Caratone before they even cross the half-court line. Caratone tried to give it to Amos Whitfield on that right corner beyond the arc, but the ball sailed out of bounds. And here come the Ewing Blue Devils once again. It's going to be Chris Thomas who takes it up. Long pass to the right side where Josh Baker's waiting for him. Baker a couple of dribbles to his left. Now over to Thomas at the top of the key. Takes a couple of dribbles back. He's at the logo, directing traffic. Now goes to his right. Still can't find a way to go. Goes to his right again. Makes a move past Amos Whitfield. Goes up, goes in for the layup. 62 to 27 now is the score for the Blue Devils. Just under 40 seconds to go. Caratone tries and answers quickly with the layup on that right side of the paint, and he does so successfully. 62 to 29 now. 30 seconds to go. Baker's going to try and answer with the exact same thing. It's no good. The rebound is going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be off of Ewing. So with 26 seconds left now in the third quarter, it's going to be the Pirates who are going to get the ball. Here comes Caratone. He's on the right side as he dribbles it up. Bounce pass now back over to Jones. Back to Caratone. He is going to try and get that bounce pass into Crossland, who is at the free throw line waiting for it. But once again, the ball goes out of bounds. And, it was tipped out of bounds. So it actually is going to be recovered by South. Here's Crossland on the left side of the paint. Tried to give it at least to Chimuladin, but his couldn't corral it. So now it's a fast break for the Blue Devils on the other side. Right side of the paint. Up goes Edwards Chu. In goes Edwards Chu with just under 5 seconds remaining. 64 to 29. Amos Whitfield, the last second three is good as time expires here in the third quarter. But the Blue Devils have doubled the Pirates score. It's 64 to 32 here in the as we head into the fourth quarter. You're listening to the home of all WWP Sports, 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction.
Let's move. That's what First Lady Michelle Obama is trying to get the nation to do. In her effort to solve the problem of childhood obesity in a generation, she's suggesting that we all get up and get active. Let's move Monday, touch your toes Tuesday, water Wednesday, 3 vegetable Thursday, free snack Friday, Samba Saturday, and skip the sweets Sunday. Just 60 minutes of physical activity and eating well every day can help get your child healthy. Visit letsmove.gov today and to get ideas, get involved, and get going. A message from 107.9 FM WWPH in Princeton Junction.
Once again, 64 to 32, Blue Devils lead. We've got 8 minutes left here in this game. Still a very large crowd. And Eliana, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Blue Devils' coach, Paul Jones. It's his first year, but most likely after these 8 minutes expire, he's going to be 7-3 with this Blue Devils team. He's done a really good job so far. He's encouraged them to double team on defense. He's been super strong, and it's part of the reason why the Blue Devils have such a commanding lead today. And as I say that, the play continues. Here's Chris Thomas, fakes a three, now passes it in to Darian Doggett. Doggett over to the left side. He passed it over to Josh Baker. His shot was deflected, and it looked like it went out of bounds. And it's going to stay. Yeah, it did get deflected out of bounds by our Pirates player, so it's going to stay with the Blue Devils. 64 to 32, 7 minutes, 46 seconds left here in this game. Long pass over to Doggett at the top of the key. Right wing now, Thomas. Thomas, no movement yet. Now dribbles a couple times to his left. He's got Edwards Chu. Back to Thomas. Thomas and Edwards Chu playing a little bit of a two-man game. Edwards Chu tried to drive, but he ends up getting called for a double dribble. Hesitated a little bit there on that left side beyond the arc. And it's going to go the way of the Pirates. 64 to 32, 7 minutes, 34 seconds remaining. Here comes Ben Ashworth on the right side. Speaking a little bit, trying to direct traffic. Still not past the half-court line is The Blue Devils are once again full court pressing, tries to dump it over, and the ball, it almost went out of bounds. It had to be saved, but as it was saved, it went over to the Blue Devils. Here comes Chris Thomas. His layup on the left side is no good. Rebounded now by Roshan Senthil as head coach Giro looks like he's putting in a lot of his guys who don't typically start here in this fourth quarter. 64-32, 7 minutes remaining. Ashworth trying to dribble to his left. He was double teamed and a whistle's called, and it looked like Ashworth got called for a travel there, and the ball's going to head back to Ewing. Here comes Edwards Chu. Edwards Chu gives it over to Thomas, and he's going to give it now over to Baker. Baker back to Thomas at the top of the key, looking for something to go. Gives it over to Edwards Chu, who's on the left wing. Bounce pass now into Ayana Banda, all the way back to Baker at the top of the key. Now, Baker for three, banks off the glass from that right wing. Great ball of movement there from the Devils. And it's 67-32 now with 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in this game. Ashworth is going to drive himself. He lost possession of the ball, though, as he did so. So it has to go over to Pala now. Pala over to Senthil. Senthil on that left wing couldn't find a shot, so he passes it now over to Pala again. Pala fakes a shot. Here he is again. Left wing shot is no good. Missed the rim completely. Rebounded now by the Blue Devils. Long pass from Edwards Chu over to, it looked like that was Chris Thomas. Yes, it was, who laid it up on that left side of the paint. 69-32 now is the lead for the Blue Devils. Here comes Yang for the Pirates. He gives it all the way over to Ashworth on the right side beyond the arc. Ashworth with a great pass. Oh, and some good ball movement there, but Roshan Senthil lost the ball, and as he did that, Jeff Ayanabanda just flipped over him. Anyways, as I was trying to say, it was good ball movement. Ashworth got it all the way over to the left wing, where Palo was waiting. He had a bounce pass into Senthil waiting, but the bounce pass couldn't convert, and the ball's going to go the other way. Here come the Devils as Thomas inbounds it to Baker. He takes it up the right side, still waiting, angles a little bit towards the top of the keys. He crosses the half-court line. Now gives it over to Doggett. His right corner three is no good, but there's a rebound, and no conversion there from Leslie Sumayo for the first time today. Here comes Ashworth. He's going to dribble. He's at the top of the key, guarded by Thomas, and as he does it, it's tipped away. Thomas is going to go all the way up for an easy layup on the other side of the court. 71-32 now is the lead for the Blue Devils. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left to go here in this game as Yang takes it up the left side. Got a pick from Senthil, still on that left side, all the way back towards the half-court line. Tried to make a move, does so, gets it into Pala. Pala's layup is up, Pala's layup is no good, and the ball rolled out of bounds. We're going to wait to see who it gets called on, but it is going to go the way of the Blue Devils. 71-32, 5 minutes, 17 seconds left here in this game, as Ewing has absolutely dominated from halfway through the first quarter and onward since then. But here's Chris Thomas at the top of the key, gets it into Ayana Banda. Ayana Banda tried to pass it to his left to Baker, and now back over to Thomas at the top of the key. Ayana Banda over to Edwards Chu. He drives, he goes up, layup is no good, as he had an open lane from that left side all the way into the paint. Couldn't convert though, and it's rebounded by Pala. Here comes Pala over to Yang. Yang to Senthil. He's going to go up. He's going to go in. Nice layup there from Roshan Senthil, the tallest guy on the team. He got fouled on the layup too, so an opportunity for a three-point play. 71-34 in favor of the Blue Devils. 4 minutes, 51 seconds left here to go in this game. Hands can do incredible things, but nothing compares to using them to help save a life. If an adult suddenly collapses, call 911. As Senthil's first shot and only shot is good, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest and help arrives. Learn all about hands-only CPR at handsonlycpr.org. Brought to you by 107.9 FM, WWPH, Princeton Junction. Here's Chris Thomas at the top of the key. He dribbles a couple times to his right. He might take it his whole way. He pulls up from just beyond the three-point line, and the shot rolls in and out, and it's recovered by Yang. So he's directing traffic now. He's still all the way back at his own free throw line, and now he has a shot here on this left side. He gives it over to Pala, whose left corner three is no good, and rebounded by Ayana Banda. Ayana Banda now over to Baker. Long pass all the way over to Chris Thomas, who corrals it from his left wing. He's going to drive now. He's going to go up, and another easy layup. South is leaving these lanes open for the Blue Devils, and they're just capitalizing. They're doing exactly what they need to do, which is drive and make those high percentage shots, and that's what they're doing. It's 73-35 now. 4 minutes left. Ewing leads. Here's Ashworth at the top of the key. Dribbles a couple times to his left. He might drive. No, he takes a step back. Now he goes to his left, gives it over to Pala, left corner. Pala at the top of the key now. Now he goes all the way over to the left corner. Yang has it now on the left, all the way back. The ball continues to go loose, and there was a whistle called. It's going to be on Josh Baker, it seems, and the ball is going to stay with the Blue Devils. Ewing did not like that call one bit. I'm sorry, not stay with the Blue Devils. Go to the Pirates. Ewing did not like that call, as here's Yang as he gets it all the way across the court to Ashworth. Ashworth now in the right wing, pulls up, 3 ball, no good, air balls, and comes all the way right over to us. Anybody want to take a shot? No, but Chris Thomas is going to come get it now, as it's 73-35 with 3 minutes and 33 seconds left now in the game. Here comes Thomas. Taking it up, he's going to go right through the center as he goes through the logo. He's at the top of the key, gives it into Eliana at the free throw line, back to Thomas. He makes a couple of moves, tries to go in, dumps it off to Baker, whose layup from the left side of the paint is no good. Rebounded, here's Ashworth on a fast break. He's going to slow down, now drives, now goes up from the left side, and falls as he shoots, and it's no good. There's still a tussle for the ball, it's loose. Here's Paula all the way, left wing, now drives a couple times, makes a spin move, tries to go in, and once again the ball is deflected, and now it goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Pirates. Just under 3 minutes left, 2 minutes 59 seconds to be exact, in a 73-35 game. Ewing leads. Ashworth is going to now replace Paula to be the one to inbound it. And as he's looking for someone, he's getting counted down. He's going to go all the way to the back left corner where Yang sits. Yang now, top of the key. Makes a couple of dribbles to his left. Where's he going to go? He can't figure it out. Now he goes to the right. There's Paula. Paula might drive. He tries to, but he gets caught on some good defense there from Chris Thomas. Here's Ashworth. Left side. Backs up to the top of the key. Looking for someone to give it to. Trying to direct traffic. And it's Senthil. Senthil over to Paula. He's going to take a shot from the left elbow. It's no good, and it's rebounded by Darian Doggett. Here comes Doggett. He's going to try and lay it up. As he does, he gets stripped of the ball. There's still a tussle for it. It's still loose. And now it's rebounded by Edwards, too, as there's a tussle for the ball. Finally, there is a whistle called. 73-35. 2 minutes, 23 seconds left to go here in the game. Ewing leads. We're still waiting on word for who the ball is going to go to. It is going to go to the Pirates. And here comes Yang as he dribbles it up the left side. He's got Ashworth there, but he's not going to go to Ashworth. He's going to go to Senthil on the left wing. And now Senthil into Ashworth, who's in the paint. As he tried to go up for the layup, he lost possession of the ball, and as he tried to recover it, he steps out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Ewing. 73-35, 2 minutes, 12 seconds now remaining in the game, as here comes Chris Thomas again. He's been on the floor for basically the entire second half and some of the second quarter as well. A little bit of playing time in the first quarter as well. Senthil intercepts the ball as Ewing tried to pass it, but Yang, as he's dribbling it up, gets stripped from behind by Anabanda, and he's going to cut right through the center of the paint, as he's done so often in this game, to lay it up and make it a 75-35 game. Here's Ashworth, right side. Takes a couple of dribbles in. He's at the free throw line. He dumps it back down to Paula. Paula, left elbow, jumper, no good. Rebound by the Blue Devils. Here's Thomas on a fast break. He goes up, right side layup is good. 77-35, minute 35 remaining here in this game, as Yang once again takes it up the left side. Ewing is dominating, to say the least, but South wanting to end strong. Here's Senthil, free throw, jumper, no good. And a rebound now from Thomas. He's going to take it up. He's going to take it past the logo. Looking for somewhere to go still, guarded by Paula. Ayanabanda calling for the ball at the free throw line. Thomas deciding not to pass it to him, though. He still has it himself. Now a lofty pass over to Baker on that left wing. Baker back to Thomas. Thomas is at the top of the key. Now he gives it in to Doggett. Doggett's shot is blocked, though, by Senthil, who's having a really good second half. Here comes Yang up the left side. He's going to give it back now to Paula. Paola's going to take a top of the key three. It's not going to be good, though, and it's rebounded by Ayanabanda. Only 50 seconds left now. 77-35 is the score. Ewing is winning, and here comes Thomas, who was about to drive, but instead decides to back up all the way to the half-court line. Almost got called on a backcourt violation there, as he's guarded really closely by Ashworth. 35 seconds remaining. He's dribbling all the way along the perimeter. He's now on the right side. Still Thomas who has it as he dribbles all the way back to the left side. Is he going to pass it? I honestly don't know, because he's still just dribbling around that kind of back space. 20 seconds left. He might be trying to drown out the clock here, as we're only down to 18 seconds left. 77-35 here. Ewing leads. Finally dumps it over to Edwards, too, whose three ball is a complete air ball. And with only 8 seconds left, Ashworth is just going to dribble this out. It's a 77-35 win for the Ewing Blue Devils, as Ashworth at the last second lays it up to make it only a 40-point loss for the Pirates. But that's going to be the end of the game, as Ewing once again dominates. They improved to 7-3 on the year. South is going to fall to 5-7. A very strong game from the Blue Devils, especially Terrence Trailer. If you want to hear more about how this game progressed, stay tuned, because right after this, we've got John Bridgeford and Daniyal F here for our post-game show. You're listening to the home of all WWP Sports, 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction.
Make sure your leftovers are as safe as possible. Put them in shallow containers or get them into the refrigerator as soon as possible. Spoiled leftovers can make you very sick or worse. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year, and roughly 3,000 will die. But you can keep your family safer by chilling and food promptly and properly. To learn more about this and other important information, check your steps at foodsafety.gov. That's foodsafety.gov. A public service announcement brought to you by the USDA, HSS, Ad Council, and 107.9 FM, WWPH, Princeton Junction.
Welcome back to 107.9 FM, the home of all WWPH sports. And the game has just ended with the Ewing Blue Devils and the South Pirates. And where do we begin? This is Daniyal Faruqi and John coming with your post-game reflection. The score is Blue Devils leading with 77, South at 37.
I mean, as we discussed in the halftime show, it's just, they were just, Ewing just bully balled them. There's nothing that South could really do, as they were just, forcing tough situations and just were being shot over and just fouled.
After halftime, we saw Coach Giro taking the team back in, going back to the drawing board, coming up with a new plan, and they did make somewhat of a comeback in that third quarter, scoring up to a few more points. However, Blue Devils were able to get to 60 before South was even able to touch 20. They were just at 19 waiting, and they ended up over more than doubling their points. And we saw up to 35, 37, a few good plays from South. I'll say from Paula, South, we saw a lot of free throws and a lot of three-pointer shots attempted to be made. However, most of them did not connect, and that really took a toll on South. The amount of three-pointers he tried to make really could have benefited the team there and got them at least to not, have been half of the points of the Blue Devils. But they've been just off.
Yeah, definitely. Especially since, just going back to that, if you're able to hit a couple of those threes earlier in the game and just, hit your shots, maybe hit some free throws earlier in the game, I wonder how this game would have shaken up if it was closer, if maybe South could have found the momentum that they were looking for to take them to at least a closer game, or maybe even a win. But we'll never know. You just gotta, with a loss like this, you just gotta see what you can salvage from this. What did we do well, and just how can we improve as when matched up against teams that are similar to their size. We know for example, against Hightstown, we know that they were just able to play very well, play very close, and even end up getting the win. So.
Absolutely. Hightstown was more neck and neck with South in terms of skill set and feats. And however, the Blue Devils have been absolutely dominating. It was an absolutely heartbreaking defeat for South. But like you said, what can be learned from this? What can be salvaged? What play style do the South Pirates have to adapt to try to get the upper hand on the Blue Devils? We understood that their aggression is high. They are big and they are coming to tower above the Pirates. How can South try to find ways around this? Can they trick them? Can they maneuver? Can they try to pass? Yeah. We saw, actually, because of that height that a lot of the Blue Devils possess, South passes from pirate to pirate have been a lot higher. I don't know if you noticed that, John.
Yeah, they were a lot higher arcing and just try to avoid the Ewing defenders. And in some cases it did work. However, in some cases it did end up in a turnover.
Oh, yeah. And the Blue Devils did intercept quite a few times. I want to talk about Will Yang, right? A bit of an underrated play here from his side. We saw quite a few bit of interceptions, quite a few blocks from him after Blue Devils have been trying to do some layups on the other side of the court. And his hook pass, I don't know if you noticed that. He's got a fast right hook on his arm. And those passes definitely helped out with South, confusing Ewing. And get us back to this side of the court that we're sitting on right now just to help South score.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing I also noticed was early in the third quarter, Ewing was going for a lot of hopeful, flashy plays, flashy dunks, and alley-oops. However, their coach shut that down extremely quickly as I can only assume he was saying, this is not who we are. We play to win, not for highlights.
Absolutely. That's something you can really respect about Ewing. and their coach and their team, they try to stay humble throughout. I even noticed some of the players as the Pirates were making some free throws, they were approving, they were not in their heads. They were showing sportsmanship, right? They weren't trying to be aggressive, trash talk, all that. This is what we like to see in the sport, right?
Yeah.
Even if it was a heartbreaking loss to South, it was in all good sportsmanship and it was all good manners. And it's good that the coach shot that down, remind their players who they are, who they try to represent for, and who they try to be a role model to.
Yeah, definitely. And all respect to you. And yeah, it is a tough love for South, but yeah, you just got to kind of see like, okay, let's settle down. We still have the rest of the season to go. One loss does not define us. We are better than this. And yeah, I'm just curious to see what they do when they size up better against a team, when maybe they get the size advantage. And yeah.
Definitely. South is definitely a learning experience for South more than anything. And like you said, one loss is not the end of the world. We still have the rest of the season. South can learn from this and they can move forward. And they just have to go back to the drawing board, keep training on their things, analyze what their opponents are doing, their play style. Every school is different, and see what they can do moving forward. We did see Ben Jacklin, South captain, move quite a bit, especially at the end of the fourth quarter, trying to maneuver his way around the players from the Blue Devils and trying to make good passes and do layups.
Yeah, definitely. And it's definitely a team sport. And unfortunately, though, South just could not find that chemistry that they were looking for throughout it. As they were searching for it, they were trying to get the ball to everyone. But yeah, they just could not find the chemistry that was very necessary there.
Yeah, and so I see what you're saying there, because a lot of passes have been attempted to be made by South. A lot of interceptions were made from those passes by the Blue Devils. And not saying South has not, done some interceptions as well towards the Blue Devils. But the Blue Devils definitely outshined them in terms of that, and they definitely got their hands on the ball a lot more often. We saw, including Crossland and Cameron Jones, they've been having their hands on the ball, but they've been losing it as well. Bouncing on the floor, getting around, scrambling to just get that ball back, get it to someone else on their teammates. And the Blue Devils have been trying to take it from there. They've been taking advantage of those moments.
Yes. And one thing I definitely think or hope to see is just Crossland and Jones, two of South's best players, just getting more involved in the paint, under the basket, just try to get the rebounds, get the plays that they're looking for, and just start playmaking for their team.
Absolutely. So overall, it was a loss for South. However, definitely a learning experience and an awesome win for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, for sure.
We do talk more about this on our channel and on our news, and what more can be said. This has been Daniyal and John with 107.9 FM, WWPH in Princeton Junction, the home of all WWPH sports.